Iron-willed Glenn. This is a true story of an athlete, Glenn Cunningham, who got horribly burnt in a schoolhouse fire at the age of 8. Doctors predicted he would never walk again. Determined to walk, Glenn would throw himself off his wheelchair and drag his body across the yard and along a fence. 22 months later, he took his first steps and through sheer determination managed to run despite the pain. The little country schoolhouse used to be heated by an old-fashioned pot-bellied coal stove. One of the schoolboys had been given the responsibility of coming to school early each day to start the fire and warm the room before his teacher and his classmates arrived. One cold morning, someone mistakenly filled the kerosene container he used with gasoline, and disaster struck. The classmates and the teacher arrived to find the schoolhouse engulfed in flames. They dragged the unconscious little boy out of the flaming building, more dead than alive. He had sustained major burns over the lower half of his body and was rushed to a nearby district hospital. From his bed, the dreadfully burned, semi-conscious boy faintly heard the doctor talking to his mother. The doctor told his mother that her son would surely die, which would be better than his staying alive, for the terrible fire had destroyed the lower half of his body. But the brave boy didn't want to die. He made up his mind that he would definitely survive, and to the amazement of the physician, he did survive. When the mortal danger was gone, he again heard the doctor and his mother speaking softly. The mother was told that since the fire had destroyed so much flesh in the lower part of his body, he was doomed to be a cripple for life, with no use of his lower limbs at all. Once again, the brave boy made a promise to himself. He would not remain a cripple. He would certainly walk again. He looked down at his legs. They had no motor ability left. His thin legs just dangled down the waist, lifeless. Finally, he was discharged from the hospital. Every day his mother would massage his little legs, but he felt nothing. There was no movement, no control at all. Yet his determination that he would walk was as strong as ever. When he wasn't in bed, he was confined to a wheelchair. One sunny day, his mother wheeled him out into the yard to get some fresh air. There, he suddenly threw himself from the chair and pulled himself across the grass, dragging his lifeless legs behind him. He worked his way to the white picket fence bordering their lot. With great effort, he raised himself upon the fence. Then, stake by stake, he began dragging himself along the fence, resolved that he would walk, come what may. He started to do this every day until he wore a smooth path along the fence all around the yard. There was nothing he wanted more than to develop life in his legs. Through his mother's daily massages, his iron will, his persistence, his resolute determination, and a special therapy, he did develop gradually the ability to stand up, to walk with support, to walk by himself, and finally to run. He ran and ran for the sheer joy of running. He ran so well that he broke into the official track team of his college. On June 16, 1934, in the Madison Square Garden, this young man with an iron will, who was not expected to survive, who would surely never walk, who could never hope to run. This determined young man, Dr. Glenn Cunningham, ran the world's fastest mile. He clocked 4:06.8 minutes, breaking the world record. His efforts portrays that whatever you want to do in your life is yours for the making, as long as you desire it passionately enough. The only one who can limit your will is you. Strengthen your will to employ all the forces of nature within to work towards the realization of your aim.